Right. What about Pascal's wager? What
What about it?
about, well, what about it? Have you ever seriously considered it? As in, if there is even the most remote possibility that there is a God, the benefits of accepting, even like in a Jordan Peterson fashion, in accepting the premise intellectually as opposed to having it translated into your heart as in a conviction. But what
Here
harm
is the
do you
thing.
think comes from living a Christian life? Like, do you see any downside?
Here is the thing. When I was a Muslim, I heard this argument from some Muslims, and they
Yeah, but
would
let's not
spread it.
talk body. Let's talk
I
real.
know. I just want to give an example here. They spread this as a proper idea, as if this was like a, I got him moment, but between some Muslim scholar and somebody else, and then the Muslim scholar says, if you are right and there is no God, then nothing will happen. But if I am right and there is a God, then you will go to hell and I will go to heaven. And I thought, man, that's kind of that's a terrible reason to believe in God. It's a terrible reason to believe in
I'm
God.
not talking about belief. I'm saying that if somebody is intelligent as Dr. Peterson can, like, and I feel like he's progressed from this point anyway. If you can, even like in the middle of the night with no pressure and nobody would know even, like if you can concede that like I say, a 1 in a million chance even that to just adopt, like, do you see any real negative, like, I don't mean the behaviors of Christians, but if you know enough about Christian doctrine, do you see that your life would be heavily curtailed or less happy to be
Okay,
able to try to love people and forgive them and get out the way with the judgment staff and,
I
treat
mean,
them?
if you think about the purely functional aspects of being a Christian versus not being a Christian in life, uh, I to me it would just be like there is no reason for me to be a Christian.
You're not
No,
answering my question, no, my
no
love.
functional purpose for me to be a Christian. If I had to
Yeah,
be a
we're not
Christian,
talking
just
about
to
functional purposes and
okay, okay,
textbooks. We're
okay, okay,
saying
okay.
if
If
there's a
we
slim chance, and also
okay,
even if
okay.
there's no slim
No,
chance, what's the downside?
I'm gonna get to that.
Sorry.
Even if there was a slight chance that Christianity is true, or that I should believe in it, or that would be the better option between the two.
Mm.
First off, that's fallacious because I'm not just between no religion or Christianity. I'm actually between no religion and many different
In
religions.
fact, you've
But
misheard my question. My question is, regardless of your belief, what is the downside, if any, that you see in Christian values and the way of life? Not the beliefs, the actual way of, and I don't mean like a Westboro Baptist church or anything. I mean just loving, not judging, forgiving, being prayerful, meditating on good things, having a definitive concept of
okay,
love.
because you were going with Pascal's wager, I was kind of focusing on the part of either this or that. But okay, if you want to come to that, um, I'm not sure. I mean, there are no huge downsides to it. Uh,
That's a good answer. Any teensy ones? Are you thinking maybe no porn and gambling, or like a lot of
well,
people have
I
misconceptions
like
about?
to be more open-minded and more liberal about thinking of, you know,
Degeneracy and
societal things, political matters, the
there
world
is there's
outside.
no consensus for politics within like within Christianity.
I know, but
There are very liberal Christians and very hardline
if I became a
Christians.
Christian and I lived exactly the way I'm living right now, I would think, why am I a Christian? Like, it doesn't make sense. If I became a Christian, I would probably try to be a good kind of Christian if I became convinced that Christianity is
Do
true.
you remember shortly after your apostasy, maybe when the dust had settled, potentially, ostensibly, other than giving dawa and plotting a jihad, like there wasn't much different. The sky was still blue, I guess, and people who didn't know that you were an apostate was still like, I don't know, nodding at you in the street, like, practically, as it were, or pragmatically, but nothing really changed other than your inner landscape.
Yeah.
So in terms of Christianity, like the differences would be minimal in terms of outward stuff. I'm sure your wife wouldn't leave you. I feel like your child would still love you. The dog would tolerate you as it does at dinner time still. And yet on the inside, the potential for me anyway, like I'm not even going to get into my testimony, but the changes were both dramatic, sudden and subtle and like ongoing. So there was the initial massive like release from certain like troubling things that were going on internally, but then there's a gradual development of an understanding, because it's not like, I've genuinely spoken to people who say, but oh no, what am I going to do when I'm perfect? And I'm like, what who, sorry, like, and they feel like they've got to give up. It's all about the negative. They have to give up this, give up that, give up the other, and they don't. And they have to do, but I have to do this and do that, but they don't. Like literally, there are two requirements that are essential, and those are verbal and like theoretical, a belief. Other than that,
I could just become a Christian. I could just say, okay, I am a Christian from now on, get baptized maybe, or do some basic Christian things, and I would be considered a Christian. I would consider myself a Christian if I
you can self-identify in an LGBT way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I adhere to a specific belief, I would be a Christian, sure, and I have no issue with that.
Well,
the issue is, the issue is, I feel like
the Bible behind me. I'll send it over.
The issue is, I feel like in order to have a certain change within, that would have to be the consequence, the impact of a cognitive change that goes on. And in order for me, for example, to ever say, you know what, I'm a Christian now, I would have to be cognitively convinced that the Christian message, the Christian belief is actually true. Here's the thing. There were times after I became an atheist where I felt quite depressed about life and about having no purpose in life. And I thought, I wish I could believe in something again. Unfortunately, if I don't really believe in it, then it's hard for me to...
No, I'm not suggesting that you like adopt any or try to force
I'm just saying that's just...
But what I am saying is that, as like with CBT, for example, like cognition affects your behavior, but also your behavior affects your cognition. So if you fake it till you make it, I don't know, like if you live in a certain way as if you believed something, you're allowing even the neural pathways, like sorry, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, that's it.
I would consider myself a hypocrite.
Yeah, well, no, because you're not outwardly professing a lie. You don't have to tell anyone. But what I mean to say is, if you were to, as a social experiment, Eva, try to, I feel like it really is, the crux of it is how a Christian lives, because there is no set formula. No one, like, unless you're a nun and you have vespers and all of the, I don't know, the different times of the day and stuff like that you do things. There's very little compulsion, like in a real sense, to do anything, like other than seek forgiveness, like from, or reflect on any poor behavior, not with a view to like flagellation or like having a day off as a Shia or anything. Either way, I'm going to set you a task when we get off of this stream. Just a one, like, just to dip a toe. I'm not saying believe anything you don't want to. But if you, like I say, if you like that, you can make a habit in 30 days, I think is the one. So if you, like those people who eat McDonald's every day for X amount of time and do a documentary, I don't really do that at all. But if you do make little tiny changes and there is no negative, like you said, it's broadly beneficial, then look at Islamicized me. I mean, they didn't become Muslim. Like, no, there is no, I'm not setting a trap for you and then you'll get to the end and you'll be the apostate pope or anything. Like, you could stick with your name. Right, any questions you
the thing is, I'm already very much living like a Christian.